Hi guys, it's Emily, and today I'm here to bring you a book haul. It's been a few months since my last book haul, but I've acquired like 10 books since then, which is a lot for me, so I'm gonna just run through them real quick and show you what I've gotten since my last book haul. The first book you've already seen in my nonfiction November TBR, but this is Killers of the Flower Moon, The Osage Murders and the Birth of the FBI by David Grann, and as I said in that video, I got this at the art table at my work. I work at a library, and every once in a while, publishers will send us arts, and they just get left on an art table, and there's a wide variety of books that are on there, but it's in our break room, and one day I happened to be eating lunch, and I noticed that this was on there, and I'd seen this on BookTube and all that, and read about it and stuff, so I decided to pick it up. I'm really excited about this, and this will probably be the first one I get read, since of course it's going to be on my nonfiction November TBR. The next book I want to show you is Dewey, The Small Town Library Cat Who Touched the World, which is by Vicki, Myron with Bret, Witter. And if you remember my Christmas haul last year, I actually got a children's book called like Dewey's Christmas or something like that, and that was about this kitty, and this is a kitty named Dewey, of course, and as far as I know, he just showed up at the library one day, and he became the library cat, and the whole town sort of fell in love with him, and I believe he's passed away now, but this was the memoir that was written about him, and I really love cats, and I really love books, and I really love libraries, so this just ticks all my boxes, and I got this at Goodwill for like $1, so you know I had to pick it up. So I'm really excited about this one. The next book I picked up was The Summer Before the War by Helen Simonson, and I bought this at Barnes & Noble, and I bought this because I really loved Helen Simonson's first novel, Mr. Pettigrew's Last Stand, and I wanted to reread that one, so I bought that one. You'll see it in a second. But then I also bought this one, and I haven't read this one because I've sort of been waiting to reread the first one, even though they don't have anything to do with each other. But I'm hoping to get to both of them in 2018. But this one, as far as I know, is about a small English town in like the summer of 1914, right before World War I starts, and it's sort of about like their last magical summer, and that's really all I know about it. All I know is that Helen Simonson wrote it, and I love Helen Simonson, so I really want to read it. So I'm looking forward to this one as well. And it's so pretty. It's on a lovely little paperback, brand new copy. And it was expensive, y'all. It was like $14, which is a lot for a book for me. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this one as well. I then picked up Julie and Julia, My Year of Cooking Dangerously by Julie Powell. I got this at a little free library near my house. I returned some books there, and I just wanted to get something to, to sort of even it out. So I got this one. Of course, I've seen the movie, which is really good, although I have to admit, I like Meryl Streep in that movie a lot more than I like Amy Adams. So I don't know if I'm going to enjoy this, but I'm going to give it a go. I said in my, when I posted it on Listy, I said that it was sort of like an airplane book. I felt like I could probably take it on an airplane, and if I finished it on the airplane, I could leave it there and not feel much guilt about leaving it. But all I know about this, I mean, if you've seen the movie, you know what it's about. It's about Julie Powell cooking every recipe in the art of French cooking, The Mastering the Art of French Cooking by Julia Child, over the course of a year, I believe. And I mean, I'm assuming it's like a memoir, and I don't know too much else how it differs from the book or how it differs from the movie or anything like that. But like I said, I'll probably save this for a trip or something like that. I then picked up Today Will Be Different by Maria Simple. I bought this at Half Price Books. This was on clearance for $5. I don't really know why it was on clearance because it looks like it's pretty good condition, and it's a brand, it's like, it was published last year, I think, so I'm not really sure why it was on clearance. Hopefully I don't start reading it and find out there's a huge chunk of pages missing or something like that. Where You Go, Bernadette, Maria Simple's other book, was one of my favorite books of 2015, and I reread it twice that year because I loved it so much. So I don't know anything about this book, but I just picked it up because it was cheap and because it was Maria Simple. I think it's about a lady who's sort of having like a mental breakdown or something. Might be making that up. But anywho, I'm looking forward to getting to this one as well, hopefully in 2018. For the same time, I got the summer before the war, I picked up Major Pettigrew's Last Stand, which, like I just said, is one of my favorite books, and is Helen Simonson's first novel. And I got this in the lovely paperback edition as well, because I think it's going to be a book that I reread several times over my life, and I just wanted to have my own copy. So yeah, that's all I know about this. Also, if you haven't read this, it's so good. It's about Major Pettigrew, who's a British widower, and he's sort of depressed, but he meets his neighbor, Mrs. Ali, who's an Indian lady, and they sort of fall in love, and it's about their time together and how they gradually get to know each other and fall in love. And it's such a sweet book, and I really enjoyed it, and I can't wait to reread it. So yeah, lovely, lovely book. I then picked up My Name is Asher Lev by Chaim Potok, and I've actually read this already, and I already have a copy of it, but I read it in high school for AP English, and I had to annotate the other copy and turn it in for a grade. So it's like all messed up and it's got highlights all over, and it's not really a good reading experience. And I really want to reread this and then read the sequel, which I've never read, which is called The Gift of Asher Lev. So I'm looking forward to reading this in 2018, and I'm glad that I have a very nice paperback copy that's not, all jacked up with highlighting and annotation. So I'm looking forward to this one as well. I then picked up Eligible by Curtin Sittenfeld, and you've probably seen this around. It's a modern retelling of Pride and Prejudice, and that's about all I know about it. I actually originally picked this up at my local little free library when I got Julia, but after I picked it up there, I saw it on my art table, our art table at work, and I was like, oh, I should take it from here. So I took it from the art table, and I returned the copy that I'd gotten from the Little Free Library back to the Little Free Library, so somebody else can enjoy it. So this is an art copy, and it's really big. I don't think I realized it was that big. I don't know if it's just because it's an art or why it's so big. But, anywho, I'm going to read this sometime in 2018. And like I said, all I know about it is that it's a Pride and Prejudice retelling. So, hopefully I like it. I read Alexander McCall Smith's contribution to this series, which was the Emma retelling, and I actually didn't like it because I didn't think it worked very well in the modern sense, because they didn't really discuss anything that a modern person would have, like social media, for example. So hopefully this one takes into account more of the actual modern elements of our society and makes it work with them instead of totally ignoring them like Alexander McCall Smith did. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this. I then picked up The Happiness Project by Gretchen Rubin at Goodwill for like 50 cents. And this is a memoir where she's talking about how to be happy, and she makes a list of like things that she thinks will make her happy. And once she does one every month, so there's 12 months, it's one of those like year-long specialty memoirs. And so as far as I know, she does stuff, it's like the subtitle is like, Why I Spent a Year Trying to Sing in the Morning, Clean My Closet, Fight Right, read Aristotle, and generally have more fun. So it's just about one thing every month that she tries to do to become happier. And I think she also talks about like statistics on happiness and like other like studies on happiness and things like that. This is just, been pretty popular in the real world. A lot of people I know have read it, and my mom has actually expressed interest in reading it once I finish it. So yeah, that's all I know about it, and it's going to be it looks like it'll be a fast, quick read in 2018. The last two books are the reason I filmed this book haul. I got them yesterday at Barnes & Noble, and I'm really excited about them both. They were on clearance, both of them, so I didn't have to spend that much money, and I'm really excited. So the first one is The Ice Cream Queen of Orchard Street by Susan Jane Gilman. I don't know where I heard about this, but I recently heard about it, and when I saw it on the clearance rack at Barnes & Noble, I was like, oh, I'm going to get that. And all I know about it is what's from the blurb, where it's about a lady who immigrated from Russia, I believe, and she sort of becomes the head of this like ice cream empire, and she becomes world famous and starts traveling around the world. And as far as I know, it's based on a true story. So I think it's pretty much, her name is Lillian Dunkel. So I think it's a fictionalized account of a real story. But that's all I know. It's about a lady who goes from being an immigrant to an ice cream queen, like it says. So I'm looking forward to this one as well. And the one I was really excited to find was The Residence, Inside the Private World of the White House by Kate Andersen Brower. This has been on my TBR for a while, and it was really cheap, and it's a hardback, and it's definitely something I'm going to keep on my collection after I read it, so I figured it was worth the like $6 or whatever it was that I paid for it. This is all about getting an inside scoop into the White House, and it's told from the perspective of like the people who work there. It's a nonfiction book, and I think I talked about before. I've read Upstairs at the White House, and then I also read, what is it called, like 42, which were both by people, J.B. West and then Irwin Hood Hoover, who both worked at the White House as chief ushers for a long time. So I'm very interested in the inner workings of the White House, and I'm really looking forward to this book, and I'm just super excited that I got it for so cheap. So that's all my books. That's what I bought since my last book haul. Quite a few books, and I probably won't buy any more books until, I get some for Christmas or whatever. So maybe my next book haul won't be until January. But I hope everybody's having a great day, and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye!